The command center's main display flashed red. Arrest order active pulsed across every screen in Naval Base Coronado. Admiral Grant Huxley's coffee mug froze halfway to his lips. 20 minutes earlier, he'd been mocking the woman in his office. "What's your rank?" he'd asked when she requested a meeting about training deaths. The woman in the plain gray suit had simply replied, "I don't have one, Admiral. I have something better." Now, watching U.S. Marshals' vehicles line up outside, the joke wasn't funny anymore. Master Chief Brennan stood beside him, his hand moving toward a salute, not at the Admiral, but at the woman. "Sir," Brennan's voice carried an edge Huxley had never heard. "That's Avery Lane. Her father was Team 6, died in Kandahar." The Admiral's jaw tightened. "I don't care whose daughter she is. She has no authority here." The challenge coin in Avery's hand caught the light. Eagle, trident, and anchor gleaming. The room's atmosphere shifted. Every SEAL present recognized that coin from Operation Neptune Spear. Her father hadn't just been Team 6. He'd been on the Bin Laden raid. The morning had started at 0600 hours. Avery Lane stood at the main gate, stunningly beautiful with Russian features, porcelain skin dotted with freckles, and captivating green eyes. She wore a fitted gray t-shirt, dark military pants, and combat boots. "Federal investigator," the guard read aloud. "Ma'am, you'll need military escort." Avery's fingers traced the challenge coin in her pocket. Her father's coin, the last thing he'd touched before boarding the helicopter to Abbottabad. "I have an appointment with Admiral Huxley," she said. The staff sergeant studied her carefully. Something in her stillness triggered recognition. He read the sealed federal warrant, his expression changing. "Clear her through," he told the younger Marine. Then quietly, "Good hunting, ma'am." Inside Building 701, Avery was led to the Admiral's office. Huxley stood behind his desk like a king holding court, 6'3" of lean muscle, his dress whites carrying enough ribbons to stock a craft store. 3 other men occupied the room: Commander Mitchell, Senior Chief Rodriguez, and Master Chief Brennan. "Please have a seat." The Admiral gestured to a chair surrounded by standing men. Avery remained standing. "I prefer to stand, Admiral." She spread photographs across his desk. Petty Officer Jason Chun, age 23, drowned when his rebreather malfunctioned. Petty Officer Marcus Thompson, 24, crushed when fast rope equipment failed. Seaman David Park, 22, severe head trauma when his parachute failed. All equipment provided by FlexTech Defense Solutions. "Equipment failures happen," Rodriguez offered. "Not with this frequency." Avery produced a contract document. "FlexTech is owned by shell companies tracing back to your brother-in-law, Admiral. You had dinner with him 6 times before the contract was awarded." Commander Mitchell moved closer. "Those are serious accusations. They're facts, along with the fact that Thomas Kramer, a FlexTech engineer who tried to report substandard materials, disappeared 5 weeks ago." She placed a USB drive on the desk. "This contains his original complaint and emails between you and FlexTech CEO discussing handling the Kramer problem." "How did you obtain these emails?" Brennan asked. "My mother was a federal court clerk. She taught me that powerful men often forget their assistants have access to everything." The Admiral's voice dropped dangerously. "You're spreading poison through my command." Avery pulled out her challenge coin, setting it on the desk with a metallic ring. "My father believed in the Brotherhood. He died believing his teammates would have his back. But you're getting them killed for profit." Brennan leaned forward, studying the coin. "NSSN 0007. Your father was Phoenix." The room's atmosphere shifted palpably. Phoenix was a legend, the intelligence specialist who'd identified the courier that led to Bin Laden. Petty Officer First Class Michael Lane, Avery confirmed. Killed in action August 12, 2013, Kandahar Province. "I knew your father," Brennan said slowly. "He was also investigating defense contractor fraud when he died. His last message mentioned concerns about equipment quality." Avery continued. 2 weeks later, his team's radios failed during an ambush. They couldn't call for support. That was investigated. Mitchell protested. "Unless those radios were built with substandard components. Unless someone knew they'd fail." Avery pulled out a second folder. 17 names, Admiral. 17 operators killed in incidents involving Flex-Tech equipment. Huxley circled her like a shark. You're alone on a military base, surrounded by men who've sworn oaths. Your investigation ends here. Avery showed her phone. A timer counting down. Actually, Admiral, my investigation is just beginning. A federal judge has been reviewing my evidence, including military bases. She showed another screen, a live feed of federal vehicles entering the base. This is a military matter, Mitchell insisted. No, it's federal crime. Fraud, conspiracy, and murder across state lines. Murder? Rodriguez stepped forward aggressively. Thomas Kramer's body was found yesterday in Tijuana. He'd been tortured. Your brother-in-law's credit card was used near where Kramer was grabbed. Chief Petty Officer Raymond Vance, who works for Flex-Tech Security, was caught on surveillance. Vance is testifying that you gave the order. The timer reached 0. Every screen flashed red. Arrest order active. Huxley grabbed Avery's wrist, pulling up her sleeve and revealing a tattoo. The lightning bolt and dagger of intelligence support activity. Task Force Orange. Brennan leaned forward, studying the coin. NSSN 0007. Your father was Phoenix. The room's atmosphere shifted palpably. Phoenix was a legend, the intelligence specialist who'd identified the courier that led to bin Laden. Petty Officer First Class Michael Lane, Avery confirmed. Killed in action August 12, 2013, Kandahar Province. I knew your father, Brennan said slowly. He was also investigating defense contractor fraud when he died. His last message mentioned concerns about equipment quality. Avery continued. 2 weeks later, his team's radios failed during an ambush. They couldn't call for support. That was investigated. Mitchell protested. Unless those radios were built with substandard components. Unless someone knew they'd fail. Avery pulled out a second folder. 17 names, Admiral. 17 operators killed in incidents involving Flex-Tech equipment. Huxley circled her like a shark. You're alone on a military base, surrounded by men who've sworn oaths. Your investigation ends here. Avery showed her phone. A timer counting down. Actually, Admiral, my investigation is just beginning. A federal judge has been reviewing my evidence, including military bases. She showed another screen, a live feed of federal vehicles entering the base. This is a military matter, Mitchell insisted. No, it's federal crime. Fraud, conspiracy, and murder across state lines. Murder? Rodriguez stepped forward aggressively. Thomas Kramer's body was found yesterday in Tijuana. He'd been tortured. Your brother-in-law's credit card was used near where Kramer was grabbed. Chief Petty Officer Raymond Vance, who works for Flex-Tech Security, was caught on surveillance. Vance is testifying that you gave the order. The timer reached 0. Every screen flashed red. Arrest order active. Huxley grabbed Avery's wrist, pulling up her sleeve and revealing a tattoo. The lightning bolt and dagger of intelligence support activity. Task Force Orange. Brennan snapped to attention, saluting. Mom, y apologize. We didn't know. Chief, what are you? Mitchell looked confused. She's not just civilian. She's ISA, Task Force Orange. The ghosts who prepped the battlefield before DevGru and Delta know there's a mission. The door opened. Lieutenant Commander Torres entered with Shore Patrol officers and U.S. Marshals. Admiral Huxley, you're under arrest for conspiracy to commit fraud, obstruction of justice, and conspiracy to commit murder. Torres, the Admiral's voice was deadly quiet. You're under my command. No, sir. I've been under Federal Investigation Task Force for 6 months. Mitchell reached for his weapon, but Brennan's hand clamped down on his wrist. Don't, Commander. It's over. As the marshals cuffed Huxley, 40 members of SEAL Team 6 entered in full gear. The lead operator studied Avery, noting the ISA tattoo. You're Phoenix's daughter. Yes. The lieutenant removed his helmet. Then he saluted. One by one, the other SEALs followed suit. 40 of America's most elite warriors saluting a woman in civilian clothes while their admiral stood in handcuffs. Your father saved my team in hell, man, the lieutenant said. His intelligence prevented us from walking into an ambush. Other voices joined in with stories of how Phoenix had saved their lives. Wait. Avery stopped the procession. She approached Huxley. Who else is involved? Flex Tech isn't big enough alone. His expression flickered. Some secrets die with their keepers. We'll see about that. Torres pulled out a USB drive. 6 months of documentation. Every meeting, every phone call, every order that violated protocol. Brennan pulled out a worn notebook. Your father gave me this 2 days before that last mission. Told me if anything happened, to get to the right people. Avery opened it. Her father's precise handwriting filled pages. The last entry. If you're reading this, I didn't make it back. The equipment failures aren't accidents. Follow the money. Trust no one above 05. Phoenix. He was investigating from the inside, Torres added. Building a case for 2 years. And they killed him for it, Avery said quietly. Brennan nodded. Admiral Huxley insisted on using FlexTech radios despite field reports of problems. Avery's phone buzzed. The U.S. attorney, Huxley secured. Additional arrests pending. This isn't over, Avery said. FlexTech has contracts with other units. How many more have died? At least 30 suspicious incidents across all branches, Torres admitted. Then we keep going. As they left, 40 SEALs stood in formation, presenting arms. Avery pulled out her father's coin and held it high. Your brotherhood isn't broken. One corrupt leader doesn't define you. My father believed in what you represent. So do I. Hoo-yah. The response was thunderous. Individual SEALs approached with stories of her father's shadow work. By the time she reached her car, she'd heard 20 accounts of Phoenix saving lives from the shadows. Federal vehicles waited. Marshal Rodriguez nodded respectfully. Ma'am, we have Huxley secured. We have enough to bury him in Flex Tech, Avery replied. But there's someone else. She pulled out her phone. Secretary of Defense? We're going to war, not with rifles, but with subpoenas and indictments. That evening, at a Coronado Beach bar, the team gathered. Brennan raised his beer. To Phoenix, who started this fight. To Phoenix, the room echoed. To the operators we lost and the ones we'll save, Avery added. Torres showed his phone. American Special Operations rescued 12 hostages using new equipment that performed flawlessly. The gear came from a company we vetted. First confirmed save, Williams noted. Your work is protecting operators. Avery's phone buzzed with an encrypted message showing coordinates and one word, Leviathan. Cheyenne Mountain area, Brennan recognized. Another black site. We investigate tomorrow. Captain Sarah Mitchell appeared. My uncle wanted me to give you a message. The Real Prometheus isn't a program. It's an idea that American dominance justifies any means. Until that idea dies, new versions will keep emerging. Later, the director of national intelligence called. The president wants to thank you. There's a Medal of Freedom with your name on it. I don't need medals. I need resources to continue the investigation. You'll have them. Blank check. What about Leviathan? Silence. How do you know that name? What is it? Theoretical. A proposed merger of defense contractors into a single entity controlling 70% of military procurement. Vote is next month. Send me everything. We'll make it public. At the bar, Avery gathered her team. Master Chief, how do you feel about Colorado? Sounds like a good time. Gather the team. We leave at dawn. As they prepared, someone added her father's photo to the wall of honor with a plaque, Truth Warrior. Torres raised a toast. To those who fight in shadows to bring light. That night, Avery's phone rang. The young SEAL lieutenant from Coronado, calling via satellite from overseas. Ma'am, the new equipment saved my team tonight. We got hit hard. The radios worked perfectly. Body armor held. 3 direct hits that would have been 3 dead Americans with the old FlexTech garbage. All 6 of us came home because of what you did. Avery gripped the phone, tears finally falling. How many made it back? All 6. 6 families won't be getting folded flags. That's because of you, ma'am. What we all did, she corrected. Roger that. Just wanted to say thank you from all of us, from our wives, our kids. You gave us back our trust. She fell asleep holding her father's challenge coin, dreaming not of battles past, but of victories still to come. In her dreams, her father stood watch, and she heard words she'd waited 11 years to hear. Mission complete, sweetheart. Rest now. Tomorrow needs you strong. Dawn came quickly. Soon she would face Colorado and Cheyenne Mountain, where Leviathan waited. The next battle would be harder, the enemy more prepared, but she would not face it alone. Phoenix's daughter was armed with truth, legal authority, public support, and a team of warriors who'd chosen honor over silence. Together, they had turned an investigation into a reformation. The fight continued. It always would, but now at least it was a fair fight. The shadows had been illuminated, the silent warriors given voice, the victims given justice. And somewhere beyond death, Petty Officer First Class Michael Lane could finally rest, knowing his daughter had become the warrior he'd always known she could be.